also an illustrator. He worked with ceramics, stained glass windows, and tapestries. This particular piece is very special. It's called
Inalitan ko ng mga lang na yeah. Ganyan na.
So, I said, and then I saw her and I said, oh, may brag ka dito.
Yes. And we haven't seen each other for 30 years, 40 years.
These are my friends and family.
Hello.
Yes.
Ate ko roommate si
Olave or
Jesse.
Jimenez. Okay.
Leroy.
Chanco.
Yes.
I guess the cocktails is running right now. I mean, are they like inside?
You just put it in, you know how to do it, right? Yeah, if I did you put it so that it doesn't go anywhere you do this.
Stop it.
You got all shy. He was like,
I can't smile properly when you talk to me.
okay, how do we get one for the girls?
Oh, there's the man.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's like the one Santa Barbara one. I was like, oh, that hair is. You can't put that.
It was just a shot in the dark, so to speak. Because, it's birthday, But then she said I was really surprised because she didn't have too much fuss in terms of.
All right, to start out the evening, ladies and gentlemen, the Filipino American Symphony Orchestra.
evening. And at this point, as we begin our program, ladies and gentlemen, may I request everyone to please stand to welcome the entrance of the Honorable Vice President of the Philippines, Madam Leni Robredo. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can all be seated. I met Madame Leni yesterday at a lunch. I was the only non-Bicolana at a table having lunch with her. And everyone was speaking in their Bicolano or Bicolana dialects. And ever sensitive and ever considerate, she probably noticed that I was feeling a little bit out of place. She looked at me and addressed me in English and actually explained to me that Bicolanas, when they see each other, they feel awkward talking to each other in Tagalog. Is that true? How many among you here are Bicolanos and Bicolanas? Yes, they said yes. And so she proceeded to speak to me in English. Thank you so much. Very considerate, Madame Leni Robredo. Yes? And also when I talk of being considerate, you know, this family has been so considerate, so gracious. They always open their doors to this beautiful estate. I guess they just can't say no to Mama Rocio, right? Everyone among you here must know Mama Rocio. If you don't, get to know her. She's the lady in a gorgeous, stunning pink terno. Practically the brainchild of all this, with a lot of help with the different FASO members. Of course, you'll meet them later. But speaking of the Raquel family, would like to thank them for, again, as I mentioned earlier, opening their doors to their wonderful home. And to welcome all of us formally, I'd like to introduce the gorgeous daughter of Dr. Lani and Mr. Edwin Raquel, Miss Catherine Raquel, to introduce her equally gorgeous sisters as well.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Honorable Vice President of the Philippines, Leni Robredo, the Honorable Consul General, and Mrs. Adelio Cruz, friends of FASO, ladies and gentlemen. My sisters and I would like to welcome you all to our home. We are so thrilled to have you all here joining us tonight for this event, not just to celebrate FASO, but also to celebrate this historic house. Our house was actually built in 1917, so it is actually celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. One of the things that makes this house so special is its long history of being in the film and TV industry that is so central to Los Angeles. Not only was this home to silent movie actress Mary Pickford, but it has also been featured in many films, TV shows, and photo shoots. And since this is Hollywood, our house even has its own agent. Since we moved in, it has been featured in TV shows such as Scandal, CSI, and NCIS, and in films such as Taken and The Artist, which actually won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2011. Embarrassingly enough, my dad got to have his 5 minutes of fame when he was interviewed for the bonus features of The Artist DVD, fulfilling that classic LA dream of making your big screen debut. Growing up here has given my sisters and me a true inside look into the art of storytelling on film, with the opportunity to watch and interact with directors, producers, actors, and the hard-working crew when they come here. But beyond the glamour of Hollywood, our house has also always had a philanthropic side to it. In 2003, before we had even completed the expansion and remodeling of our house, my parents were already in negotiations to have our house be the Design House of 2003. For those of you who don't know, the Design House was an annual fundraiser for the Assistance League of California, in which a certain house in the LA area was picked, and it was opened up for a whole month to tours to the public. The proceeds from these tours went towards supporting the charities of the Assistance League of California. And when our house was the Design House, $750,000 were raised. My parents have always been willing to open up our home to support charity and philanthropy. They proudly hosted Dining with the Chefs to support the educational advocacies of the Ayala Foundation, and more recently, a benefit dinner to support the victims of Hurricane Haiyan. Tonight, our community comes together to support our artists. Every single cent of the money you paid tonight to come tonight is going to FOSO. This estate is more than just a nice location, but it is our family's home. When my parents bought this house, it was in a very poor condition and it was relatively dilapidated. My parents worked hard to restore it to its original beauty, while also upgrading it to make it more livable and to reflect the functionality and the culture of our family of 6. The smell of fresh paint and sawdust still reminds me of those years when my sisters and I would play in the dirt pit that would become our pool during summer vacation. After 3 years of construction, we finally moved in. I recall how vividly transformed, beautiful, and personalized the house was. My room was designed to be French provincial, but I was just happy that it was pink and that I didn't have to share it with any of them. I was only 4 years old when my parents bought this house in 2000, and I am now a senior in college. So I've lived the majority of my life in this house, and my sisters and I have had the privilege of growing up here. My parents wanted to create a forever home for our family, a place to build memories in and look back on with fondness. And this house was everything we could have dreamed of and more. We active kids had plenty of space to run in and play, including a playground and a treehouse that were everything that my 4-year-old self could have wanted. And when I started to get more into sports, I could play tennis and basketball and even swim with my sisters here. My parents also instilled a love for music in us at a very early age. Some of my earliest memories are of my family sitting in the car, blasting Phantom of the Opera and Celine Dion, singing along. And at our old house down the street, our favorite thing to do was to sing karaoke for hours and hours. And I loved taking lessons in just about everything: singing, dancing, piano, violin, tap, ballet. We loved performing, so when we moved here, my sisters and I would stage shows for our parents as guests at big parties and holiday get-togethers on the stage in our ballroom. But above all else, this house is where we came home to, a place where our friends were always welcome and where we spent quality time with our family. As we got older, our schedules grew more and more hectic, but we still come home at the end of the day and catch up over a good Filipino dinner. In Filipino culture, family reigns supreme over everything. And what makes this house so special to me is that I associate it with my family. My sisters and I feel truly blessed to have grown up here in this beautiful home. We have so many great memories here, and it has been our sanctuary. They say that home is where the heart is, and my parents definitely poured their hearts and souls into making this house our family home, in more ways than one. So, on behalf of the whole Raquel family, I'd like to welcome you all to our home, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening we planned for you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Catherine, accompanied by her gorgeous sisters, of course, beautiful inside and out, also with a heart. You know that Catherine, with some of her friends, also started their own non-profit foundation to help less privileged children. Give a warm round of applause to the Raquel daughters, ladies and gentlemen. All right, as I mentioned earlier, we are celebrating music, musical achievements. We are celebrating food tonight. And there's one other thing that Catherine actually mentioned that we're also going to be celebrating tonight. It starts with the letter D. Can you guess that? Were you listening? Letter D. D plus music, what's it called? Do? Dance, yes. You know what? These couples that I'm about to introduce, they sacrificed all their free time in the last, month or so in order to do their dance. But before that, I mentioned a wonderful lady earlier. Would like to call her on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone knows her, and if you don't, you must. Ladies and gentlemen, Tita Rocio Nuida.
Hello again, everyone. Sometime last year, the concept of a fundraiser, a gala, and an award program seemed like a far-fetched possibility. Tonight, it is a reality. And when I look around, the word gratitude comes to mind. The setting, the music, the custom fineries that you see all around us are attributed to the work of many people who understood and saw the vision. Gratitude is not the key. Gratitude is the magic key. And so tonight, all we need to do is use it, and the world is suddenly transformed into a wonderland. A wonderland that all of you are invited to join and participate in. When we see the glass half full rather than half empty, we notice what is there rather than dwelling on what is not. When we notice what's there, we get out of our self-absorption and realize that there are people around us, many of whom have done many wonderful things for us. And when we express our gratitude for their presence in our lives, it's more likely that those people will want to continue to be around us. And tonight, thank you is simple. It's simple enough. And tonight there are many who deserves to be told. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the presence and my deepest appreciation for our very honored guest, the Vice President Leni Robredo, who last year I invited. And, you know, it wasn't complicated. When I asked her to come and join us as a guest of honor of FASO, she didn't say, let me look at my schedule. She said, pwede mong gawin sa June? Which was tantamount to saying yes. So thank you, Leni. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to grace this evening with us tonight. The next person I'd like to acknowledge and say thank you to is our very dear, our very own Consul General Adelio Cruz. This would not have been possible. You know, the things that needed to happen in order to host this gala with the presence of our Vice President was a yeoman's job. And with the cooperation of our dear Conjen and his wonderful staff, it was made possible. Thank you, Conjen. Thank you to my board for the confidence in me. Thank you to my co-chair, Charina. Where are you? Charina Vergara. To FASO's Board Secretary, John Mina. Erlinda Saba. To Amira Limayo and Josie Castro, who unfortunately are not with us tonight. Special mention to Nanette Sikat, whose recipes you will get to try, and to Chef Clint Nuida, whose culinary expertise helped Nanette in its execution, even just for today. Thank you to all the volunteers. Sandy Welsh, where are you? And her lights. Thank you to, and I will quote him, a board member of good standing, J.L. Garcia, where are you? Please stand up to be recognized. He is indeed a board of good standing. Thank you again, and J.L. Eres El Mejor. Can you translate that for them? Where are you, J.L.? To our homeowner hosts, Edwin and Lani Raquel, I call them the wind beneath my wings. I could not have done this without their cooperation, full cooperation. And look at us now, we're enjoying this beautiful home. And finally, yes, finally, thank you to all of you whose seats are warmed with your presence. A gala is only as good as the guests who are seated at these tables. So welcome, thank you all. My deepest gratitude to everyone who made this possible. And now, let's party.
Woo-hoo! Thank you so much, Ms. Rocio Nuida, Chair of the first ever Filipino-American Symphony Orchestra Fundraiser Dinner Gala. Thank you so much. And congratulations, my gosh. You guys, you need to applaud yourselves because you were smart enough to buy your tickets early. Because did you know that up until yesterday, and I was a witness of that, everybody's phones were ringing, the board members, Tito Edwin's phone was ringing, Tito Rocio's phone was ringing, trying to still get tickets to this event. Can you imagine that? But unfortunately, it's sold out. Sorry. No, give yourselves a round of applause for being smart, for buying your tickets early. Thank you, thank you. All right, I started alluding to this earlier, and now are you ready? These couples spent their free time for the last, what, a month? Every week, twice a week, at nights, weekends, practicing their dance. They are going to present to us tonight their Rigodon de Honor. This Rigodon de Honor is the square formation traditional dance taught to Filipinos in the Philippines by the Spanish settlers in the 16th century. Are you ready? Mga binibini, ginang at ginoo, bigyan po natin ng masibagong or masigabong palakpakan ng mabuhay ang ating mga mananayaw ng Rigodon. Dr. Tess Agner and Mr. Jess Reyes. Miss Ligaya Sablet and Dr. Chris Liban. Miss Riza Diaz and Mr. Damian Corella. Our Gala Chair, Miss Rocio Nuida and FASO Board Member Mr. J.L. Garcia. Miss Issy Carrera and Mr. J.B. Liban. Miss Marlene Kagatao and Mr. John Mena. And our hosts for this evening, the gracious and generous couple, Dr. Lani and Mr. Edwin Raquel. Mga magaganda at mga matitipuno, hindi ba? Correct? Yeah, you agree? And now we request the Honorable Vice President to please join our Rigodon Court for a picture. Escorted by, of course, Mr. Edwin Raquel. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our Rigodon Court with the Honorable Vice President of the Philippines, Madam Leni Robredo. Thank you so much, everyone. Boy. Yes. Elegant, elegant. Wow. This transports you back not just to the Philippines, but to the time when we were learning from Spanish conquistadores, right? The Rigodon Court, mga kababayan. Of course, our gracious hosts for this evening, Dr. Lani and Mr. Edwin Raquel. Elegant, which is their normal, their usual. Alright, guys, you know what happens when we dance, right? What happens when we dance? When we dance, we get tired, right? We get thirsty. And what else? Hungry. So they dance and we're hungry. That sounds about right, right? And to please explain to us what we're going to be partaking tonight, this feast for our palate, I'd like to welcome extraordinary chefs, esteemed caterer here in the Southern California region, Ms. Nanette Sikat, and someone who flew all the way from Kauai to be with us today. Aloha and mahalo to extraordinary chef Clint Nuida. They will be explaining to us the dishes, the extraordinary dishes that we will be partaking. As Rocio Nuida explained earlier, it's Nanette's recipe, of course, with the execution of Chef Clint Nuida. Are they here? Probably still cooking. Making sure that it's good. Okay. Yes, coming. We're waiting for Miss Nanette Sikat and Chef Clint Nuida to explain to us the dishes that we are going to be partaking tonight. Again, we'd like to welcome everyone looking beautiful. Maganda, tama? Maganda, and for our gentlemen, mga matipuno. Guwapo. Guwapo is handsome. Pogi. Yan, pogi. Sabi nila, don't say guwapo because, you know, some non-Filipino speakers still understand that because it's not just Filipino, correct? But when you say pogi, they don't know. So, to those of you who came here tonight with your pogi dates, say hi to them. And what about tomorrow? Tomorrow is Father's Day, correct? Yes, happy Father's Day to all the dads in the audience. Let me ask everyone, all the fathers, to please stand up so we can acknowledge you. Fathers, wow. Happy Father's Day. Yes, what is that? Mama Rocio. Fathers, what do they say in Tagalog? Ang mga ama, ang mga haligi ng tahanan. That means the walls of our homes. Without them, without the walls, what happens to the house? Fall apart. Haligi is wall or post. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clinton Nuida, Chef Clinton Nuida.
How's everyone doing today? You guys look like a fun bunch in a lovely Los Angeles afternoon. Welcome and thank you for coming and supporting the cause for musicians. I myself is a musician, so I fully understand what they go through. But unfortunately, I became a chef. But that's a good thing. I flew in from Hawaii a couple days ago. I just came in today to help out, assist Nanette that catered the food today. So I hope you enjoy what the food is today. Basically, it's a twist of Filipino style food, but in westernized per se kind of thing. Fusion. The term fusion, the first actual fusion food is Filipino food, if you really think about it. It's a conglomeration of Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, you know, all sorts of food just put into one. So in essence, the original fusion style food is Filipino, if you really think about it. Today, Nanette devised the menu. When she comes over here, I'd like for her to explain what the menu is. But it consists mainly of Spanish-style food. We're doing paella, two types, paella negra, which is squid ink paella. Paella a la Valenciana, I'm sure a lot of you had that. Saffron base, chorizo base. And with that, we're doing pastas. We're incorporating the Italian twist. I made, my parents are from a region in the Philippines, in Bicol, where the volcano is. Mayon volcano. I don't know if you guys know that. But it's a very beautiful volcano and it looks like a perfect triangle. And it's known for spicy food. One of the dishes that I made is called Bicol Express, which is a coconut-based cuisine with chilies and pork and shrimp paste, what the Filipinos call bagong. Fairly simple family-style food, mainly eaten with rice. But today I cooked it with pappardelle pasta and I put a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Also I made a dulong pasta, which dulong is a small smelt fish, kind of salty. I just put a little bit of garlic, olive oil, salt and pepper, a touch of oregano, Parmesan cheese, and cooked it with linguine. Very straightforward, simple style food. And the third pasta I made is penne pasta, but I did it with shrimp halabos. Shrimp halabos is garlic shrimp, tomato base, onions, garlic, put a little bit of basil and some Parmesan cheese. Also made agave calamansi vinaigrette for a salad with feta cheese. Quite interesting, got sweetness, tartness. We also have achara, which is a very common pickled vegetable condiment. Mainly, we use papaya on it. And some pickled cucumbers as well too. And that's it. And then we have ube for dessert and some mango. So I hope you guys enjoy the food. Like I said, I just flew in here today and I'm looking at all of you and I'm like, pretty stoked and pretty happy that you guys are here supporting the musicians, because that's what it's all about. These guys are working really hard and skilled at their craft. It's a craft. So it's a really a delight for me, for you guys to support that. And that's the main thing. So that's why I'm here. Thank you, and I gotta go back to the kitchen.
Thank you so much, Chef Clint Inuida. You know, he is the son of our gala chair, Miss Rocio Inuida, of course. A mom who raised, 5 of her children, and they're all achievers in their respective fields. And tonight, we are all here because of her hard work as well, among others. But yeah, once again, thank you, Ms. Rocio Inuida, and thank you, Chef Clint Inuida. He flew all the way from Kauai, can you believe that? And just describing, do we have Nanette, Miss Nanette here? Yes, she's coming. You know, Chef Clint described everything that's going to be offered tonight. So for those of you who are on a diet, you have our permission to start it tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm a little late because I was in the kitchen. We are having a very Filipino-Spanish traditional menu in one buffet station. And I don't know if he had explained to you that we are having paella, it's paella negra, alios, and porchetta. And the other one, all pastas, but with a twist. All the sauces are Filipino sauces. And of course we have the usual salad. We have achara, we have cucumbers, we have muro manga to go with anything that's roasted, fried. And I hope you enjoy the menu. And I welcome you to this beautiful home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Nanette Sigat, for laboring in the kitchen for this. So, you heard her, right? There's one buffet table. And let's see, who's wearing the highest inch heels? 4 inches? 5 inches? 6 inches? Thankfully, you don't have to run to the buffet table because I'm gonna call out the table numbers. So, shall we start now? Tables 2, 3, and 4, please. Make your way to the buffet table. There's only one table. For the others, you can use this time to network, mingle, say hi to old friends and new friends. Tables 2, 3, and 4 to the buffet table.
another.
What if we go two ways?
Serving spoon.
And then when you're done with that one, you come around and get one right here.
There's one here.
Color that.
Plated once.
Line 10, I was just informed that there's actually another buffet table, so just go to the buffet table.
I know you found her.
Honey? Christopher? Chris? Which one is at the bottom of
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not very often that you meet a person who's both a mathematician and a musician. Our Vice President in FASO is one such guy. Back when I was in high school, somebody told me if you're good in music, you're not good in math. Or if you're good in math, you're not good in music. But Louis is a rare person in that he's both a computer scientist and a musician. As a matter of fact, he's a ranger in residence of FASO. And here to introduce somebody special to FASO, Louis is going to talk about her.
Thank you, Edmund. This Excellence in Service Award is a FASO musician, a violinist who has been part of the orchestra from its very first rehearsal in 2008. She was one of 7 musicians who attended that very first rehearsal. She is being awarded today not for her extensive rehearsal and performance attendance record or her prowess in playing the violin, but for her exemplary organizational contributions to FASO, its mission and objectives. Back when we were starting out on our own, Cecil provided FASO a place to meet for free, her church in Eagle Rock, when no one else would take us in. We were very grateful for this very generous act, our small band of musicians that we call the Orchestra Committee. We met there every week to forge our vision of the orchestra's future, our dreams and aspirations. We planned our very first concert by ourselves, FASO is Back to Rock, at the Ford Amphitheater. These were very challenging times. We were not yet incorporated at that time. We had no sponsors or backers, and we did not have any money. All we had were ourselves, a vision and a passion. Although Bob Schroeder was the face of the group, Cecil was its heart. We drew encouragement from her during our most challenging and forlorn moments when we did not know whether we would survive. Thanks to her infectious determination, we pulled through and produced an astounding concert. Actually, we were financially in the red, but we lived another day as we personally absorbed our debt. It was Cecil who filed FASO's incorporation papers with the Secretary of State of California. She helped pave the way by helping to recruit board members who today leads and guides the organization to what it is today. One of her recruits is our current president, Arlene Ferrolino. As a member of FASO, Cecil strives to give her best at every event that she participates in. She has inspired many of her students to participate and perform with FASO, in a sense training them to be future advocates of FASO as instrumentalists and patrons. My fondest memory of Cecil is seeing her small children come to rehearsal with her. Because her dedication is unparalleled, she's always there at rehearsal, even if it takes bringing her children with her. These are Cecil's hopes for FASO, that it continues to strive for excellence and that it expands its outreach programs to the Filipino-American youth. She believes that FASO should continue to be an organization designed to serve our youth, for learning about our rich music traditions, and for learning about themselves. We survived and we are here today. We have grown and continue to soar to new heights. Cecil, you are one of the reasons why we are here today. We thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Cecil Koo, our Excellence in Service Award.
wants to speak. Thank you for this award. I accept this recognition on behalf of all the others who have made various contributions to our orchestra. Para sa atin nitong lahat, Kuya Bocho, Winnie, Cheryl, Vince, Christian, Lisa, Amira, and Tito Chili. I would be remiss not to mention Tito Andy, Rick Avino, the press, the Orioles, and Lito Cruz. Thanks to Tito Bob and Tito Louie. Without your tireless efforts, FASA would have been long gone. I know that you listen to our criticisms, constructive or not. I hope you'll never tire in your valiant efforts to sustain this group. Highest praise and honor to our God, who is the giver of music. To our board of directors, fellow musicians, family, friends, countless supporters, and critics alike, maraming salamat po.
I'm not singing. Perhaps not, because we have a more important item on our agenda. I'd like to call on another member of the board, Ms. Susan Legaspi. Where are you? Susan is our fiscal eye in the board. She keeps us honest, especially because, you know, the organization started, as you had heard from Louis, in the red early on, but she makes sure that every bean is counted. Of course, I don't want to use the word bean counter on you. But I'm an actuary by profession, you know. We work a lot with accountants and lawyers. I'll have to tell you a story. In the 1990s, and some of my friends have heard this because I say it all the time, actuaries are usually mistaken for accountants. And I always say, no, actuaries are smarter than... I hear a lot of tests here. Because you know why? I used to work in the East Coast, and I was part of a mergers and acquisitions team. And then we would travel all the way from Connecticut to New York. And in our team would be our team of lawyers who made sure that the contracts were kosher. And of course with accountants. One day we were going to Manhattan and we almost missed the train. And so what we did is the accountants, lawyers, actuaries hopped onto the train. We said, well, we could always buy our ticket when the ticket person comes to collect her money. And then we saw the collector come our way. Guess what the actuaries did? They got up and looked for the bathrooms on the train. And who were left on their seats? The lawyers and accountants. Poor lawyers and accountants, they had to pull out their wallet and pay. Then we came out of the bathrooms, we were laughing at them. That's actually true, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you, Susan, for all of your service to FASA all these years. But I better give the mic to you now to introduce our next awardee.
Thank you, Edwin. But I do want to say something to your story. At that time, during that time, there were no forensic accountants. Now, I would have looked for you, accounted for it, and then had you pay. The most challenging period in an organization's existence is its infancy. Purpose, direction, resources, and leadership are a few of many issues that have to be addressed. FASO, as Louis said, has two faces, music and business. Bob and Louis represent the music side. The awardee tonight, Titus, represented the business side. Titus was first introduced to the orchestra in Fresno, California when Bob, Louie, and a small group of musicians assisted him in a benefit concert. Titus, a musician himself, was so impressed with the performance of the audience and the audience response that he brainstormed with Bob and Louie on how to organize and promote FASO. Titus became the first founding treasurer. An experienced accountant, Titus offered his services to obtain FASO's federal and California tax exemption. The public charity designation would permit FASO to be recognized as a non-profit entity and attract donors who share FASO's educational, artistic, and charitable mission. Applying for tax exemption is not an easy undertaking. It is an expensive and tedious process if not done correctly. Titus obtained our exemption within 6 months. It is not an easy task to serve an organization located hundreds of miles from where you live. Undisturbed by the distance, Titus actively participated via conference calls. For meetings and Handog sa Pasko, our concert events that required his presence, he and his wife Marla drove 260 miles to Los Angeles. Despite their full-time jobs, Marla managed FASO's bookkeeping while Titus did the tax returns and attended to FASO's other financial matters. Just as important as his contribution to FASO is Titus' involvement in his own community. For the past 20 years, Titus volunteered his time to the Catholic Church and its charities in various capacities. In 2011, his dedication and commitment to his parish and community did not go unnoticed and earned him the Benemerenti Gold Medal from Pope Benedict XVI. This is the highest award given to a lay person. Tonight, FASO gratefully celebrates you, Titus, for your vision for FASO and your tenacity in accepting a long-distance challenge. Your idea of devising a plan for FASO's long-term well-being and success, and your unwavering resolve to collaborate with FASO in building bridges through music. May I present Titus Versosa, recipient of FASO's Excellence in Service Award.
Thank you, Susan, for your very kind words. To the members of the board and the members of the award selection committee, thank you for this great honor. I am truly humbled. To Edwin and Lani Raquel, thank you for hosting this event. Opening your doors to this historic treasure is a challenging task. It takes the big hearts of two philanthropists to do so. To you attendees, donors and sponsors, thank you for your great generosity. There are 3 winners, and they are: 1, the young musicians. You, as taxpayers, your contribution to FASO are tax deductible. Portion of it. Consult your CPA. You, as charitable persons, your credits are in heaven. St. Paul said, God loves a cheerful giver. To all volunteers, thank you for your precious time. Today, there are 325 million Americans If only half of the age group between 18 and 70 would volunteer 1 hour a month, that would be 1.7 billion volunteer hours in a year. We would live in a more compassionate communities, have a smaller government, and enjoy a more peaceful world. That is the power of volunteerism. Mother Teresa said, we don't need to do great things. We only need to do ordinary things, but with great love. To Miss Silvia Latorre, to Miss Maria Cristina Navarro, and to Miss Cecil Co-Cruz, thank you for setting the high standards for our aspiring musicians. We are very proud of your excellent achievements. To Her Excellency, Madam Vice President Lenny Robredo, my co-alumni at San Beda College. We also have the same birthday, April 23, but definitely I'm older than her. Thank you for gracing this occasion. We are greatly honored by your presence. To Rocio Noida and her team, thank you for your hard work and your attention to details. We are enjoying a magnificent evening. To the partners of Demera Cameron CPAs, whom I am affiliated with in Fresno, thank you for your support. To my wife, Marla, and to my family, thank you for your love and for celebrating with me an early Father's Day. To Maestro Bob and to Louis Ramos, the visionaries, thank you for giving me the chance to serve. You create harmony in music halls, but beyond the music halls, you and FASO are called to create and to spread the kind of harmony that leads to peace and goodwill within our communities and throughout the world. St. Augustine said, if we sing our prayers, they will be counted twice in heaven. That's how powerful music is, and it's in your hands. Mabuhay ang FASO!
Bravo, what a life. Wow. Talagang he sacrificed and offered his service. Congratulations, well-deserved award, Mr. Titus Versosa. And what a speech! How inspiring was that? Yes, congratulations again. And of course, congratulations to his co-awardee, Miss Cecilia. Congratulations. We have 4 awardees tonight. 2 awardees in Excellence in Service Awards, whom you just met, and 2 awardees in Excellence in Music. There's one man, however, who's very well esteemed in the Philippines and all over the world. His contributions to original Filipino music, or original Filipino music, or OPM, is immeasurable. I was told that the FASO board considered awarding him as well tonight, but unfortunately, he passed away. However, his wonderful portfolio of music remains with us, and that is his legacy. I'm talking about critically acclaimed OPM songwriter Willie Cruz. And tonight, we pay a tribute to him through the voice of a very talented Filipino-American singer by the name of mkIII Bautista for her rendition of Bituing Walang Ningning. Ladies and gentlemen, mkIII Bautista!
Maybe not.
Ito ay nakamtan mo na, bakit may kulang pa? Mga bituin at narating, ngunit langit ko ba rin ang iyong piling? Kapag tayong dalawa'y naging isa, kahit na ilang bagsang ito, di kayang pantayan ating balutin mo ako ng hiwaga ng iyong pagmamahal. Hayaan matapang ang kinanatib ang tatagal. Mabuti pa kaya'y maging bituin walang ningning, kung kapalit nito'y walang paglaho mo. Itago mo ako sa lilim ng iyong pagmamahal. Limutin ang mapaglarong kinanatagumpay. Sa piling mo ngayon, ako'y bituing walang ningning, nakukubli sa liwanag ng langit ko pa rin ang piling. Kapag tayo dalawa'y naging isa, kahit na ilang nagsanggating, di kayang pantayan ating balutin mo ako ng hiwaga ng iyong pagmamahal. Hayaan matapang ang kinanatib ang tatagal. Mabuti pa kaya'y maging bituin walang ningning, kung kapalit nito'y walang paglaho mo. Itago mo ako sa lilim ng iyong pagmamahal. Limutin ang mapaglarong kinanatagumpay. Sa piling mo ngayon, ako'y bituin walang ningning, nakukubli sa liwanag at kislap na dating
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Micaela Bautista. Now I'd like to call back my co-host for the evening, Mr. Edwin Raquel.
Janelle, what are we doing next? I think I know. You've heard it many times tonight that one of the main goals of FASO is to preserve music and to provide benefits and opportunities for our young artists. We'd like to call on one of the children who's been a beneficiary of that scholarship or workshop from FASO. I'd like to call on Caitlin, but before that, Louis is going to introduce her.
Thank you, Edwin. Before, that's my intro music.
ladies and gentlemen, Louis Ramos.
And by the way, the title of that piece is Fa Sol. Yes, before I introduce Caitlin, I'd like to talk a little bit about our education and outreach program. Now, what I'd like to say is I am Filipino, but I was born in the Philippines and raised in the Philippines, but I now call America my home. Many of us here today are Filipino, Filipino-American, or love someone who is Filipino-American. Our children that were born here are second generation and even third generation Filipino-Americans. We have a rich music tradition and are very proud of our talent. Our education programs here at FASO provide opportunities for children to learn about our rich music traditions and to help them find their identity. We offer opportunities for children to reach their full potential of their musical performance skills and to perform and share their talent with the community. At FASO, we have outreach programs that actively seek out children in underserved communities, providing opportunities to learn folk songs. We teach them to sing the Philippine National Anthem, and also discovering various genres. And I challenge you here, if you've heard of these genres, the kundiman, sarsuela, and harana. Let us imagine for a moment what it would be like if FASO did not exist, just for 1 year. Within the past year, we provided opportunities for 4 children's choirs throughout the LA community to perform with the orchestra. They consist of more than 100 children, mostly second-generation Filipino-Americans, but with other backgrounds as well. Hispanic, Caucasian, African-Americans. They perform music both in English and Tagalog. We also teach classes. There is another nonprofit that we partner with, the Filipino Cultural School, where we go and teach rondalla and kulintang. Just last weekend, we held a recital. This is a culminating recital for a workshop series that covered an entire year, where we taught 50 children, and as a culminating recital, we have these 25 of these children performed in a recital. We would have not been able to share our original orchestral arrangements to community and youth orchestras, not only in the United States, but all over the world, including the Philippines. For example, the Youth Belgian Symphonic Orchestra, the Orquestra Escuela de Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, and folk songs that we provide for free to the Taytay Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. We get many requests from parents looking for sheet music, Filipino music, that their children can perform at events. They are looking for ensembles where their children can be part of and perform Filipino music. It is my core belief that music is an essential component of humanity. Our sense of being, what makes us human, needs music to exist and thrive in the same way that our bodies need food, water, and air. Our education and outreach programs help us to be more human. You already heard mkIII Bautista, one of the children that are beneficiaries of our programs. She was the one that sang Bituing Walang Ningning. And now to share her experiences as one of the children who have participated in these programs, I would like to introduce to you Caitlin Aquino. She just finished the 11th grade at Alhambra High School. She is one of 2 high schoolers who actually play with the orchestra at our major concerts. She's also a consistent participant of our workshops. Please welcome Caitlin Aquino.
Hello, good evening. Hi. So, as Louis said, my name is Caitlin Aquino, and I'm going to be sharing my FOSO experience. But before we get into what I actually have done in FOSO, let's start at the very beginning. I was introduced to FOSO when I was 9 years old. My father was very adamant in fostering my musical ability, despite my reluctance to learn the violin. So, in an attempt to inspire me musically, he brought me to FOSO's 2009 inaugural concert. Needless to say, his attempt to motivate me was far from a failure. I still remember that night and how much I enjoyed myself. It was the first time I ever saw a large group of musicians perform live, and their beautiful orchestral sound, just as my dad predicted, was truly inspiring. From that time, I dreamt of joining an orchestra that was just as musically connected and impressive as FOSO. 8 years later, here I am. Thank you. But what I had hoped for could never surpass my experience so far. I am so lucky to be able to play with so many talented and, might I add, professional musicians. Although it is intimidating, it's also so humbling to see their passion and their absolute mastery over their instruments. But despite their overwhelming talent, they are in no way intimidating people. They are the kindest, most welcoming group I have ever met, and it is such a joy to be able to rehearse with them every Tuesday. It's also refreshing to be able to come to a place where I and others like me can truly get lost in what we love to do, play music. But, as Louis mentioned, FOSO is much more than an orchestra. FOSO gives children the opportunity to refine their musical abilities through workshops and outreach programs. And being an attendee of 2 of these workshops, I can say that they are very beneficial. Not only did I receive guidance from a trained mentor, but I also received feedback from my peers. We did peer evaluations, which is something that I find very valuable, because as a musician, I am constantly under the scrutiny of an audience. Now, I have only been in FOSO for 2 years, and I've only performed for 2 major performances, but I have learned and benefited so much from this organization. My hope for FOSO is that it will continue to thrive as the wonderful orchestra it is today, but also that it will continue to grow as an educational and cultural resource for Filipino and non-Filipino families looking to master their musical abilities. Thank you to Bob and to Louis and all the executive officers of FOSO for allowing me to share my experience tonight. I am truly grateful for the opportunities that you have given me so far, and I am very excited to see what you have in store for FOSO. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. I hope you tried in previously. I'd like to call on a FOSO member. Where is Claire Espina? Claire Espina is owner and partner of her own law firm. Claire, there's your song. Let me say a few words about Claire. She's the soothing voice in the board. We're not usually in sync as members, and no, she is quick to say her piece, and when she starts pontificating, is that the right word? We all keep quiet. But really, seriously, Claire tells me that she is a street lawyer who knows her way around the court system in the whole United States. But she is equally happy to be known as the homemaker, who can cook a vat of binagoongan for her family and friends. She's Kapampangan, by the way. So, Claire is here to speak to you about something.
Yes. All right, folks. I am known to be not the polite one. So, I'm going to get real with you, and I'm going to get real with you fast, especially because I just downed a vat of cough syrup and a glass of wine that somebody plied me with. So I have asthma tonight, but first I want to thank, I have the most guests tonight. I have 31 guests, the noisy crowd here. There they are. I want to thank you guys for supporting FASO. I've lived in the United States for 34 years. I'm starting my 35th year. And I am a litigator. I was a banker for 10 years, and I've been litigating for the last 23 years. And my life is very hectic, and it's not fun. This is not my world. My world is courtrooms. The other day I was with U.S. Attorney Office for 4 hours dealing with difficult stuff involving fraud. Where's Susan? We need you. So that's my world. It's not nice. I have my uniform, I go to work, and then I come home and I cook. And I have never been active in the Philippine community. I say that because there is no time for a real social life for me. I raised 4 children, and I work. But, there are times when you are called to do something important. And I made the exception for FASO. FASO means something in this world because you have seen how discordant it is, especially these days. FASO is a unifying theme. FASO gives us Filipino Americans an identity apart from the noise that's out there. FASO gives our young people a chance to look at ourselves in new light. That's what we give to FASO. You guys have got to see the entire orchestra, all 63 pieces of them in a concert, in a hall. We charge very cheap tickets because we want the community to see it. We do not make money with our concerts. We never do. We barely break even because we want the public to see what we can do, what the Filipino can do, what the Filipino American can do. A search for beauty, a search for truth, a search for something nice. Someone like me who's in the streets. I drive from courtroom to courtroom, and when I come home to the rehearsals of FASO, I sit there, I could barely talk, and then I listen to them play, and I am replenished, and I am healed, and I am inspired. But enough of nice talk, because I'm also a lawyer, and I like to get real with everyone. Everything here costs money. So, you nice people, nicely dressed, we've fed you.
We've given you nice drinks. We've given you a chance to come in your finery, have a chance to flirt with people beside you, have a chance to make nice with people beside you. I am here, and I'm always assigned to ask people for money. So, let's get that out there. I like to seduce, but I'm upfront about it. So, by the way, I am now in my slippers because my feet hurt. Now, on your tables are pledge cards. Please take a look at them. Your money goes to a good cause. We are an all-volunteer orchestra. We are an all-volunteer board. The board members were texting each other until 3:30 this morning. It was a lot of work, a lot of aggravation. And then you have people saying that the funds will not go to what they are dedicated for. That's a falsity. Let me make that clear. All of the funds that are raised here tonight go to FASO. People, fake news, people who tell you they will go to somewhere else are telling you a lie. Madam Vice President, we thank you for coming here, for helping us raise funds for our students and for our causes. We thank you for that. We apologize for any disturbance with regard to that, because the money comes to us because we need it. Please pledge. You have envelopes and pens on your table. We don't need your money right now, but if you promise, you can be sure that Carmelita and Susan will make sure you deliver on your promise. We have pledge cards, we have envelopes. My name is Claire Espina. I can cook a good vat of binagoongan, lengua, I'm kapangpangan. I'm very proud of it, but I am more proud being a member of FASO, because I tell you, I have come to love these people. You won't find me in a lot of social events, but you can bet I will always be with FASO, and they give me a call, I will be there. And I thank Cha, our super girl who introduced me to FASO. Thank you very much. Please mind what I say. And if you're in trouble, call me. And if you say you donated to FASO, you get my side. I have your back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claire. That was amazing.
I'm here. All right. Thank you so much. At this point, we're asking for, pleading for donations, but also for those who likes to go shopping. Shopping? Yeah? No, come on, be honest. All right, so jumping on to what Claire said, we fed you, we gave you a chance to come in your nice clothes. We're also going to give you a chance to shop tonight. How about that? Are you ready? Yes? I'd like to call on our special and expert shoppers. Mr. John Mina, FASO board member. Yes? And Miss Joanna Garcia. Where is she? Joanna Garcia? Not yet. She's at our table, and she came before. Oh, okay, all right. The beautiful Joanna Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, there.
Thank you, Janelle. So now it's time for you to help us shop and raise funds for FASO. This is a live auction. It's going to be exciting because I'm here and my co-host is here. Miss Joanna Garcia.
Thank you. You look ravishing tonight, John.
Always, always.
You are so modest.
When people start dancing, be ready.
I've been told. That's why I love John, you know. Every FASO meeting, every FASO event, I have to be there. And the first person actually I look out to is you.
I've been told to.
Anyway.
Seriously speaking, this is a fundraiser. We're raising funds for a good cause. It's for our community programs and outreach. And of course, it benefits the orchestra. She said there's 20 of them here, and there's complete or 63. So, what time is it, Joanna?
I don't have a watch.
No? Oh, I do. I have a Philipstein watch with me.
Okay. Are we going to auction
Tita
that?
Rocio has one too.
Okay.
I know VP Lenny has one.
Uh-huh.
So it's time for, and actually the gold, the diamond Philipstein watch that's being auctioned.
Okay.
Is being modeled by Sharina. And Sharina is single.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yes. Be one of 612 owners of the Philipstein 2017 Global Filipino Watch. Acknowledge Will Stein. Oh, Will Stein is here. Is he here?
Is he here?
Tita Chia, is Mr. Stein still here? I know there's 2 reps from Philipstein Watch. So we thank you for donating the Global Filipino Watch. It is the first timepiece is brilliantly designed to showcase your Filipino pride. It says it's valued at $2,595.
Yes, and
it's very reasonable.
Very, very reasonable. We can start the bid at 500.
Do we see a 500 bid?
500.
500. Tony
Elias, where's Mr. Tony Elias? Did I hear Mr. Elias say 600?
Actually, Grace, Tony Olas's beautiful wife, would like to see the watch, please. Yes.
Please raise your paddles if you are going to bid. I forgot to make that announcement. Oh, I'm here so they can see me beautifully. Thank you. Thank you, Patsy.
Nandito na yung spotlight dyan eh. Di ba?
I thought I'm used to shopping, but not technical stuff. Okay.
Is it taken? Is it okay? Do you like it, ma'am?
So how much was the bid?
How much is the bid?
100, right?
500?
500?
Akala ko 600.
Is there a 550?
Yeah. 750. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, there's another one right there. Yes, ma'am.
I can see. Oh, it's Dr. Tess.
Dr. Tess, Mauricio.
550? 750?
700. 750?
750.
Oh,
800? Anyone for
very
800?
800?
800 is Dr. Tess?
Dr. Tess?
Can you just buy it for $1,000? So I can go. Wow, yes!
Okay.
Mrs. Cruz. For $1,000.
What's your bid? Gotcha. 800.
800.
800. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
800.
Dr. Tess, 1,000?
Is that 1,000?
How much, sir? How much?
1,000.
1,000.
1,100. 1,100.
Okay.
Dr. Tess,
Dr. Tess.
1,100. 1,200.
Can you please raise it
Higher. 1,200. Anyone for 1,200?
Yeah.
1,200. Over there. Gentleman over there.
Yeah. Okay. 1,300? Anyone for 1,300?
Challenge. She's challenging.
Okay.
1,300?
1,300? Anyone for 1,300?
Dr. Tess, 1,300.
Sir, she's bidding 1,300. Do I hear a 1,300 from you?
1,400. 1,400.
Okay, sir.
It's exciting. Come on. It's Father's Day tomorrow.
I love you, sir.
It's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. Dr. Tess,
For Dr. Lee.
1,500? Oh, she wants to see you to get your email.
Oh, it's unisex. So I can wear it.
Yeah, me too, John.
I can wear it. Unisex.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I use it for a week, then you use it for a week. You should. Oh, it is a collector's item. Oh, limited edition.
In other words, it's an art piece.
Oh.
So if you buy it now, for how much again was the last?
1,500. Dr. Tess? 1,500.
1,500.
Sir, where is the handsome gentleman? Oh.
So.
Sir, I was gonna bring it to you.
1,500 is it?
1,500.
Going once?
Going once?
Going twice?
Oh. Yes, sir. 1,600. 1,600.
Oh.
Oh.
I like this. I can be here for all night.
Yeah. How about Dr. Tess.
1600.
1700. Okay. Oh, the face is mother of pearl.
And diamond.
Oh, okay. Sir, that table, the last bid was 1600. 1700. So, sir, are you gonna take it for 18? Not tonight. Okay.
So 1700 sold to Dr. Tess.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Tess. Thank you very much. That was really very, very generous of you. Now,
this is going to be a special auction because we are going to have you conduct the orchestra. It's a special event. So who better to introduce this auction none other than our maestro, Robert Schroeder, a native of Cavite. In English daw po, English.
Hello, good evening everybody, and thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Thank you for all your support. Before I talk about the auction and the baton, we were talking about here about the last 5 years where we are incorporated. We're a nonprofit when we started as a nonprofit organization. But the Filipino American Symphony Orchestra is already in existence for 9 years. This is our 9th year, and we will be celebrating our 10th year anniversary next year. Before the board of directors, before being a non-profit organization, when we first started it with a few members of Filipino musicians, a couple of them are here. Cecil Cruz is one of the founders, and Cheryl Cruz, our flutist. Cheryl, please rise. She's one of the original members who were there. Our first few concerts were produced and financed by Roger and Cora Oriel. So I would like to thank Cora. Cora, we will never forget that. Thank you so much.
thank you, Cora.
We will never forget that. Now, this is the sacred instrument that resides in the middle of the orchestra on top of the podium. This is a conductor's baton. This is where we write our music. The tip of that, all musicians see all the legatos, all the accents, and all kinds of music interpretation. Tonight, we would like to share it with you to experience conducting the Filipino American Orchestra in our next major concert. So I will put this baton. It says Filipino American Symphony Orchestra. I'll put it. And I will donate this for auction. Training will be provided. I will have a session with whoever the winning bidder, and then your choice of music, or we will talk about it. But you will experience conducting the full orchestra during our next major concert. Here it is.
I'm touching Bob's baton. How adorable can that be? Kids, ears. Oh, there's also a free Sorry Father. I'll go to confession tomorrow. Okay, this is a priceless auction item. So let's start the bid at $250. Who wants to? Come on, $250.
$250. You have a chance to conduct the Fasa Orchestra.
$300. $300. $300.
$300?
How often can you actually conduct an orchestra in your lifetime? Now Gigi is
This is
holding
the
Bob's
precious
baton.
baton of Bob.
Oops.
How many? How much? 300.
300.
Do we hear like 400?
400. It's priceless, they said.
Yes.
400 over there.
Okay. This is Bob's baton, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Now Cherino wants to hold Bob's baton. Do we hear 500? 500. Ooh, I like this. I like this.
I like that. 500, 600.
600.
Who is the generous guy? 600. Where's the generous guy? 600, sir. Oh.
600. Ooh, we can coax him.
Yeah.
It takes a woman.
You know it's different.
Oh, really? Okay, if you say so.
700?
Ooh, on my side.
700.
This gentleman over here.
900. Who wants it for 900? To be able to conduct the orchestra? Oh my gosh. 900, sir, are you listening?
You know, next year is Faso's 10th anniversary.
Oh, that would be really good.
So there might be a chance, I cannot guarantee, but there might be a chance to be on stage at a undisclosed location for now, right? We haven't signed the contract yet. So do we hear a 900?
900. Anyone for 900? The baton. The baton of Bob Schroeder.
Because my voice is getting sore already, so 900.
900? Oh, 800. Bumaba, no?
He was the last bid for 8.
Was it 700, sir? 700. Okay, let's just give it to him.
For the gentleman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I can just imagine you conducting the orchestra. That would really be fun, though, huh?
Okay, this
Thank you,
one,
sir. Thank you very much.
This one is truly exciting, like the other auction item is truly exciting because you're going to Paris on your own. But if you win this auction item, you have accommodations in Paris.
That's right.
It's a 1-week stay at the Champs-Élysées apartment of philanthropist Loida Nicolas Lewis. I repeat, it is a 1-week stay at her Champs-Élysées apartment in Paris, France. Good for 6. In other words, a table of 10 can chip in and fight over this.
Yeah, six of them.
A table of 10, you can split the cost.
Yeah.
Six
That's
people
right.
can
Split the cost.
There's a
And there's a
butler
butler,
and
can you
the
imagine
fridge
that?
is stacked with food. So who does? It is so cheap to go to Paris or to any part of Europe nowadays. So
Okay,
it's valid at $70 to $100, and let's get the bid started at $1,000.
$1,000, the starting bid. Oh,
Mary Lou Garcia,
Mary Lou.
she wants to go.
Okay, who else?
1,500.
Anybody? Oh, that's right there.
Oh, the gentleman.
Oh,
wants
you
to
sir
go.
again.
2,000. 2,000. Paris,
2,000
France. Oh,
Paris.
over there.
Okay.
Is it one?
This is for a week.
Is it yours or?
This is for a week, okay?
Who put up their?
A whole week.
It's a 1 week
A whole
stay.
week with a butler? My
Yes.
gosh.
Yeah, there's food in the
There's
fridge.
food? I think Tita Loida will provide the food in the fridge.
Yes, it is.
Because there's a butler there.
There's one over there.
Okay.
Susan Legaspi. 1,500, right, Susan?
Okay,
I want to
next
make it
bid.
higher for
Next
you.
bid.
2,000.
2,000. Oh, see, the gentleman there really wants to go to Paris.
Who is he taking? 2,000.
2,000, sir? 2,500.
2,500.
2,500.
3,000.
Oh, sir. 35.
I can't hear.
4,000?
4,000.
4,000. Sir. 4,000. Okay.
4,000.
4,000 divided by 6.
Mathematicians or accountants, what's that? 4,000 divided by 6 people. 4,000?
3,700, did you say that, sir? 3,700. Oh, sir,
4,000.
the last bid was 4,000.
4,000.
I'm sorry, sir, say that again. 4,300. We have 4,300 here. How about 5? Do we hear a 5?
5,000. Oh, yes! When you say San Francisco, you say Sonia Dellen.
Yeah.
5,000, Sonia Dellen,
I'll go
yes.
with you, Sonia.
Sonia, by the way, I forgot to mention and acknowledge earlier, she's the honorary chairperson for this gala, and she's done a lot.
And she's doubling and spending. 5,000.
Do we hear a 6,000? Do we hear a 6,000 for this? It's a 1 week stay, sir. You have a butler. It's in Paris. It's romantic. Champs-Élysées, you know,
Are
in
you
Paris.
trying to tell him to take you with him?
No, well,
Just
you know,
checking.
that's negotiable. I'm just kidding. Oh, there's 5,500. 5,500, sir. 5,500.
When you bid, stand up so we can see.
Yeah,
It's
so
really
we
hard
can
for me to
see you.
5,500.
5,500, Champs-Élysées. Paris, France. You can divide it among your friends.
If
That's
you have
cheap.
friends.
I'm sure they have friends.
They can afford to pay 5,500, then they can go by themselves.
Okay, do we hear a 6,000? This is for a good cause. It's for FASA. 6,000. Hello? Sonia? She's thinking.
What
She's
was the last
considering.
bid? 55. What's the last bid? 55. No takers for 6? No?
1 week with a butler.
Okay.
Sir,
then
the fridge is stocked with food. Sir, there's butler there.
in other words, she is already volunteering to assist you in
I will assist you, sir. Sir, let's go. Huh? Sir,
6,000.
That's what
I
I
knew
knew,
it.
sir. I knew it. I knew it.
6,000.
6,000 plus me going on.
Oh, that's what you think.
Ano daw? Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just... Trabaho lang, walang personalan.
Okay, 6,000.
Yeah, 6...
Mr. Elias, I can see you from afar.
Considering?
Yes, no?
So, 6,000? 6,000 it is.
Sold, the gentleman.
Sold. Thank you very much, sir. I will talk to you later.
It's a 1 week stay to Paris,
He is
France.
my guest.
At the home.
I got to meet
Yay.
this gentleman. Who are you? Where are you?
And Tita Lucia is also single.
Now this is beautiful girlfriend Karen Robichaud. This is Mr. Evan Levy.
Wow, he became so popular.
Evan,
More popular
thank
than
you.
me. I might as well bid for the next live auction, right?
Do we want another week?
Yes, do you
Do
want
we
another week?
want to bid for
On
the
another.
second week? Yes?
Yes.
I can't hear you. Yes? Second week, John.
Okay, another 1 week stay in Paris, France, at the apartment of Lloyd and Nicolas Lewis.
Yeah, Champs-Élysées, with the pronunciation.
We are starting the bid
Yes.
at
Okay,
what?
starting bid, 2,000.
2,000.
Okay, starting bid. Come on.
2,000. 2,000 from the gentleman over here.
2,000, sir? Okay.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh.
Oh, there's, sir.
Oh, it's Pat
Oh,
O'Neill. Pat, we're friends. We're friends.
Kasama ka sa entourage.
Yes.
What about 4,000? Did I hear Sonia say 4,000?
Did you say
Oh, I'm sorry.
4,000? Or was it 5,000?
4,000.
4,000.
See? Oh. Yeah, 6 people.
Yes.
You can increase that to 5,000 actually. You know.
5,000.
5,000. 5,000 for 6 people with a butler.
Oh.
Oh, meron doon. Oh, Pat. There's Sonia, 5. Did you say 6,000, Sonia? Yeah,
Oh,
6,000.
6,000.
Sonia, 6,000.
And she's my friend too.
You know, kanina I met her. She's really nice.
Oh, I've been to the Hamptons with
You
her.
know, I love her. We're already very close.
For real?
Yeah. Ayaw mo na.
6,000.
6,000.
Last bid is 6,000.
7,000? Divided by 6 with a butler? Food in the fridge? My gosh.
They're thinking.
Thinking divided by, siguro mga tagsa 700 kayo, 800.
They're dividing right now.
Yeah.
They're not mathematicians, nor
Are you
they
contemplating?
They're lawyers.
Sir. Oh, no. Okay.
No?
No, okay.
So,
So, the winner is...
my friend, Sonia Delo, San Francisco. Yay!
Thank you very much, Sonia. Thank you.
I'm starting to pack my suitcases starting tomorrow. Okay. Before the Rigudon was introduced, you saw or heard a trumpet being played on the balcony of the Raquel's home. So that trumpet is from Canstool Musical Instruments, under the direction of Mr. Zig's sons, Mark and Jack. And Mr. Jack and Robin Canstool are here. May we ask them to stand up? Jack and Robin Canstool, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, tell me. There you go. The Canon, my dear. And its factory actually is here in California, in Anaheim. It's locally produced instrument. So we're going to start. It's a $3,500 instrument. It's a trumpet. It's a herald trumpet. So let's start the bid at 500.
500 for the trumpet. The trumpet of your dreams. Come on. 500. Canstool Herald Trumpet.
Oh, I thought Bob said he wants to bid.
Are you going to bid, Maestro?
So if you're going to bid, please stand up so we can actually see
Yes.
your pedals. 500?
500 for the trumpet. Come on, come on. Okay. Did you
No, she's
raise
just
your hand?
waving. She's like to her friend over there.
Okay.
500.
500 for the trumpet. Come on. Let's do this for Faso.
There's a lot of music lovers
Okay,
here.
there's Benel.
I can't see. And I have 4 eyes. So do I see a 500? Oh, Benel did. Did Benel raise her hand? Oh, you didn't?
Did you raise your hand? Or you
You're
were just
fake news.
waving?
You're fake news. Okay. Use the paddle when you're
Please,
bidding.
please use your paddle. 1 paddle, 2 paddles. Please use your paddle. Okay, there's somebody right there. 500. Now, do we hear a 600? Remember, this goes out for the FASO members. Yeah. They're all volunteers. They all work for us. They all give us good music. With Maestro Bob Schroeder and his orchestra. Can you please join me again in giving them a very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? You can do better than that. Come on. All right, thank you.
So we have a winner.
I think there was one for 500. The lovely lady right there.
Yeah, where's the trumpet? Who? Oh,
It's back in the display.
It's a beautiful trumpet if you see it up close and personal. Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, Louis is going to get it.
Okay, it was taken by the nice lady right there.
Okay.
Is it 500? Do we hear a 600?
Janelle, can you come to the front of the house, please?
This is getting to be an interesting evening.
Aren't you going to sing?
Later.
Oh, later.
So,
Janelle, calling Janelle. Oh, there you are. Can you see Tita Lucia? So what's the...
so we'll just give it to the lady. It's sold to the lady, remember?
What was the amount?
It was 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Canstool
Wow, congratulations. So how many items have been auctioned off so far? 3. Philip Stein, the apartment. 2. Yeah. The baton. And okay, all right. Okay, well thank you so much. We will cut for now. We will continue with the bidding in just a little while. But at this point, I'd like back on stage, or right in front, actually, Mr. Edwin Raquel to introduce our Consul General. Okay. May I call on the Honorable Consul General of the Philippines here in Los Angeles? Conjen Adele Cruz.
I'd like to make the proper introduction for our Conjen. After all, he's new to LA. He's only been here for 10 months, I think, yes. He comes by way of so many foreign assignments already. He was the Consul General in Chicago, and then he went to Abu Dhabi. And from Abu Dhabi, he was assigned to China. From China, he was in Libya. And I think one of the notable things that he did in Libya was to facilitate the repatriation of about 6,000 overseas Filipino workers during the turmoil in Libya, and was responsible for making sure they got their visas from Tunisia back to the Philippines. Please welcome our debonair Consul General, Adelio Angelito Cruz, to introduce our special guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, the Honorable Maria Leonor Herona Robredo.
Thank you very much. Kindly take your seats. His Excellency, our Consul General Adelio Cruz and his lovely wife, Lilette. We also have here State Senator Ben Allen. I don't know where he's seated. We also have the Vice Mayor of Culver City, California. They're there. Honorary Consul Odi De Castro of San Diego. Of course, the chair of tonight's gala, Miss Rocio Nuida. Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Raquel, who opened the doors of your lovely home for all of us tonight. Mrs. Sonia Delen of Kalayaan Incorporated in San Francisco. Mr. Luis Ramos, the Vice President of FASO. Of course, Maestro Bob Schroeder, our musical director and conductor. And the rest of our musicians in the orchestra. Members of the Board of Directors, my fellow Filipinos, my kababayans, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. I am extremely delighted to be with all of you tonight. I consider it a great honor to be given the chance to help, even in a very small way, in raising funds to sustain the only Filipino symphony orchestra outside of the Philippines. Bringing music to every man, woman, and child, especially for those who long the sounds of home, is a very important advocacy. You pour your heart into every note and dedicate your precious time in the land that does not sleep. I can only imagine how difficult it must be to drive 2 or 3 hours to attend rehearsals. One of you, I was told, even brings a trailer full of percussion instruments when you meet to practice. You have sacrificed so much. But remember this, you may perhaps never know the full extent of the miracles you give life to with your music. But I've seen so many people's lives changed by it, become empowered and empowering because of it, and find new meaning or purpose in harmonies, their tensions and resolutions. At the very least, you make someone hum a song on the way to work, finally face a sad memory with acceptance, or allow someone to fall in love. These things make every sacrifice worthwhile. I also find the diversity of your team very interesting. It confirms what I have long believed, that if we are willing to work together, focus on just one purpose, what seems to be impossible can always be possible. You have a computer scientist, a criminal investigator, a software engineer, an accountant, an HR professional, a public health professional, and IT experts, among others, in the team. Music has brought all of you together, from students to professionals, from first-time immigrants to second and third generation migrants. What an image of hope for us and for our nation. Just like you, our people back home are constantly making the most of every opportunity that comes their way. These are extraordinary times. There are global and local challenges, many of which we cannot control. But the extraordinariness of ordinary people are giving us hope. Some examples of this can be seen in the lives of the people we have met while going about the advocacy of the Office of the Vice President, called Angat Buhay, Partnerships Against Poverty. When we launched the program last October, we received more than 700 pledges from our private partners for our 50 adopted municipalities. With very limited resources at our disposal, we decided to focus on the things that are most urgent and will have the most impact on the poorest of the poor. We looked for interventions in food security and nutrition, universal health care, rural development, public education, women empowerment, and housing. After 8 months, we are now in 127 cities and municipalities. We have built 22 fully furnished classrooms for more than 1,000 students, provided school supplies for more than 12,000 children, healthy and nutritious food to more than 2,000 undernourished children, and gave nutrition education to their parents, turned over 4.2 million pesos worth of motorized fiberglass boats for 164 fishermen, provided livelihood opportunities to over 5,500 families, medical, dental, and surgical assistance to almost 3,500 indigents, and solar electricity, safe water, and hygiene facilities to almost 2,000 families. All of this we were able to do with the help of generous donations from our private partners. I guess you have heard of what is happening now in Marawi City. We just recently concluded our relief operations for families in the evacuation sites in Iligan, Cagayan de Oro, and Marawi. As we speak, our soldiers are still in battle, and families have not been able to return to their homes. The local government unit of Marawi continues to call for donations of halal-certified food items, malongs, breast milk, water and water filters, as well as psychosocial intervention for the holistic healing of our brothers and sisters affected by the conflict in Marawi. We have found, as we travel to the farthest and poorest barangays, right after we assumed office, that in those communities, every little bit of help is very important. Even if we have to take the difficult road, we will not stand by and watch even just one child suffer. The biggest lesson of our almost 1 year in office came from witnessing the outpouring of generosity among ordinary people. It truly is very touching to see Filipinos part with their savings for those who are hit by typhoons, caught in crossfires, hungry or otherwise. Hunger, by the way, in the Philippines, may not be as dramatic as bullets being fired, but it can kill just as efficiently. Did you know that in our country, 95 child deaths every day are caused by malnutrition and hunger? Hunger and stunting are silent crises that our office has decided to take on in a really big way. Last Tuesday, we visited Barangay Pinagbayanan in Taysan, Batangas, one among 4 barangays that have the most abundant bamboo trees. Despite that resource, hunger and lack of livelihood opportunities were evident in that community. We found that all households make barbecue sticks for a living. The stick makers, almost all of whom are women, earn a very minimal amount for a week's work. Their children help too, so sometimes they end up not going to school to finish the work in time for delivery. We interviewed one of the women, Mary Jane Pitaliano, and she said she earns 1,400 pesos for 3 weeks' worth of labor. She said of the 1,400 pesos, 120 pesos is spent to buy a bamboo trunk. Not only that, she had to travel really far to deliver the sticks to the market. When I got there and met the mothers who made barbecue sticks to help out their husbands, they were in tears. They told me it was the first time that a national government official visited them. Taysan, you see, is a very small town, nestled in the mountainous part of Batangas. When we visited with our partners, ideas to help the community better started to come to us, and everyone started being excited for the future of Taysan. It is when we subject ourselves to the inconvenience of service, when we see more clearly our mission in helping our people. This was even more evident when we went to Agutaya. I don't know if you have ever heard of Agutaya. It is a small island town in northern Palawan that you can only reach via a 10-hour boat ride from Coron. I don't know if you've ever been to Coron, but Agutaya is 10 hours away by boat from Coron. It is that far, but we went there. Since there are no major hospitals and other services in the island, this means that the nearest healthcare for people in Agutaya is a 10-hour boat ride away. And that boat gets there from Coron only once a week. If their health concerns are more urgent, the residents can travel by boat to Iloilo Port, which is available 3 times a week, but takes 12 to 14 hours. Agutaya captured our hearts when we went there for the first time with our little team. It broke my heart to see how many of the children were stunted. I looked at them lined up so eagerly to meet us, and I noticed that their grade 5 students were no taller than those in grade 1. Their only school was still dilapidated because it was severely damaged by Typhoon Haiyan, which was almost 3 years ago. They had no electricity and none of the conveniences that most of us have taken for granted. If you think about it, Agutaya could be the most powerful case study of what is wrong in our nation. But in it, we found much hope. It was deeply touching that people met us in tears, Simply grateful that some people from the government went there to visit. Instead of bitterness, we only saw resolve to work hard every day despite their lack of resources. Instead of anger, we only saw acceptance and faith that things will be better. We left our hearts in Agutaya, and that is why we have returned to it often since then. Our partners have turned over a solar generator for them and some boats for the fishermen. And our staff personally raised toys and books for the children of Agutaya's new toy library. One last story before I end. When one of our staff visited Marawi City, this was before the ongoing battle, she saw a woman farmer tilling the land with her bare hands because her family lacked money to buy a carabao. When she went back to Manila, and she was all of 21 years old, she couldn't forget the images of the farmer in her mind, and through social media, through Facebook, decided to raise money herself to buy one carabao. Each carabao costs 35,000 pesos. It was not easy at first, but she and several friends persisted, and in less than a month, she eventually raised money for 3 carabaos. And now 3 farmers and their families are better off because of that singular idea. I believe that the size of our hearts is more important than the amount of our donations. Sometimes all it takes to change the course of one life and the generations that come after is a single idea allowed to blossom to fruition. Please join us in our advocacy. There are many ways that each of us can give our nation a bit more push towards a brighter future. As I said earlier, these are extraordinary times. In the Philippines, here in the United States, and in other jurisdictions around the world, there are global power shifts that are causing massive changes everywhere. This will come with pain. But do we focus on that darkness that comes from that pain, or the light that emanates from the extraordinary lives of ordinary Filipinos and ordinary people? And here is the thing. Love, empathy, and hope hold more power than hate and anger. Like music, they unify us in the face of diversity. They hold us together more powerfully than the forces that try to pull us apart. I find these words below from a popular TV series to be an interesting way of explaining the power of positivity and empathy in the lives of ordinary people. And I quote, "The earth as it rotates emits a frequency, a musical note at 7.83 hertz. But this frequency alters slightly for reasons as yet uncertain. Some postulate solar flares as the cause, or electrical disturbance in the atmosphere. But maybe there is a much simpler explanation. Maybe the sound of the planet is influenced by the 7 billion souls whirring around it, each producing their own music, adding their own harmony." Close quote. You have all been the source of so much harmony in this part of the world. So I urge you tonight to keep on making music and let us see the beautiful future unfold. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at magandang gabi, mabuhay kayo lahat.
Night after night we stay together, sharing lovely moments that spell forever. Day after day our love gets stronger, growing every minute closer. If we ever have to say goodbye and go our own separate ways, I wouldn't know how to get by on my own after all the love and passion you have shown. I'll never say goodbye, no matter how they try to show me love won't last if we're prisoners caught in our past. Don't let your tears run dry. I promise I will stay. I'm with you all the way. In time, they'll soon forget that you and I once met. As long as deep inside I know there's a love, not pride, and we will never say goodbye. I'll never say goodbye. There are no reasons why. Our souls are so entwined. There is us, not you and I. Our friends will soon regretting we once met, because we'll show them all in love we can walk tall, and we will never say goodbye. I'll never say
Thank you so much, Mr. Nilo Alcala, for that beautiful rendition of Never Ever Say Goodbye, arranged by Fasos Louis Ramos. Yes, thank you so much. Never Ever Say Goodbye is the theme song of our Madam Vice President, Her Excellency Ms. Leni Robredo. That is her theme song with her late husband, the late Secretary Jesse Robredo. I hope you enjoy that surprise for you. They really planned that. And at this point, we'd like to call back all the FASA board members with Madam Vice President for a quick photo op, please. And
may I call on all the board members of the board of FASO and Filipino American artist painter Rafael Maniago to come join us, please, for a special presentation. Tang Paeng, would you come to the center of the garden, please? Charina, may we call on all the board members who are present tonight to please come to the stage. We're going to make this quick and painless. As they say in French, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Please come forward. Sharina,
Call your mom. Where's your mom? And then Tang Paeng, would you? Oh, Carmelita. Where's Carmelita? Oh, she. Susan's here. Just Charina. Charina is the only one left. Who's here? Cha? Or else we are going to go without you, but we don't want to. We are going. Yeah. Is the gift to the or the presentation being taken to the center of the garden, please? It's like Jeopardy. Can you play something in the meantime? Just something to liven up. Can you play Bahay Kubo or something? Then we call on Mrs. Lai Raquel to assist us in the presentation of the gift to the Vice President, the Honorable Lenny Robredo.
Okay.
Should we have fanfare? Can we have fanfare? Yeah. Oh, he cannot. I was told I cannot. I was just scolded.
Oh, the FASO board would like to thank Her Excellency, Madam Vice President Lenny Robredo, for her time. Along with that, we as a Filipino-American community would like to thank you as well for visiting us here in Southern California. And as a token of appreciation, the FASO board commissioned esteemed Filipino-American artist, Mr. Rafael Maniago,
Who is coming now?
who has generously donated his time sketching for FASO tonight. I hope you got yours because that's actually very priceless. And he will be unveiling together with Dr. Lani Raquel, unveiling the present for Madam Vice President Lenny Robredo. Tan, 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 tan. Wala si Maestro. Was that done on the spot? Awesome. Picture of the artist with Madame Lenny Robredo, please.
Very sweet. Just like the Vice President.
They can't even find the contact tree. I gotta find her.
Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful round of applause for Rafael Maniago.
I'm not even take that for me.
By the way, Tang Paeng donated all the proceeds during the, if you had your picture painted today, everything goes to FASO.
And Tang Paeng would like to give a present to Edwin and Dr. Lani Raquel as well. Thank you so much.
I guess we're having our next,
Thank you
our
so much,
second
Tang
annual
Paeng.
gala here.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. At this point, we'd like to call on the awardees to join the next awardee.
Good evening, everyone. Maria Cristina Navarro, or Kit, as she is called by close friends, started her musical artist journey during her early childhood in Manila. Very much inspired by her mother, who was also a singer and a church organist, Kit was a showstopper in family gatherings and celebrations. Over the years, that affirmation brought on the pursuit of a career in the arts. Kit received her bachelor's degree in voice at the University of the Philippines and her diploma in music theater studies at the Biel Conservatory in Switzerland. She was a scholar of the Philippine High School for the Arts, majoring in theater. Interesting enough, Kit started as a visual artist who loved to draw and paint. Then, while singing solo at a school choir performance, she was approached by the principal, who encouraged her to consider taking music lessons. And so she double majored in her senior year with a strong belief that all forms of art are related to each other. One of Kit's first achievements was her first prize win at the National Music Competition for Young Artists back in 1984. This was followed by many more triumphs in vocal competitions, especially in Europe. Kit won first prize at the 1992 Elvira Luthi-Bregman Vocal Competition in Switzerland, the very first Filipino to win the award in the operatic classical category. That recognition opened doors for Kit. She has performed with several top opera companies and orchestras around the world. As a former member soloist of the Philippine Madrigal Singers, UP Filipiniana Dance Group, and Asian Institute for Liturgy and Music, she has competed and toured the world. Kit has also sung in the music soundtrack recordings of several Hollywood films. She was part of Andrea Bocelli's Christmas concerts in California, the West Coast tour of Lord of the Rings with the Munich Symphony Orchestra, and also did backup vocals for Reba McEntire. Kit's relationship with Vaso started with her son Miguel, was a percussionist in our orchestra, and even with her hectic schedule, she drove him to and from rehearsals. At Vaso's inaugural concert in May of 2009, our musical director, Bob, asked Kit to sing Bayan Ko, along with other performers. Without hesitation, she jumped right in. That was followed by Kit's solo performances at her first Christmas concert and Vaso Goes to the Movies. Kit has been praised as a gifted soprano, a coloratura specialist whose portrayal will always harvest a special applause. On that note, may I present our Vaso Excellence in Music Award, Maria Cristina Kit Navarro.
This one and another one they will sing after the last song. And we really trying to design we consider it the intent movement.
When I first heard about Vaso, I was thrilled that finally we have a so-called based group of Filipino musicians. So my son Miguel, who was then the percussion section leader of his high school band, became a member. I was his proud mom, bringing him to rehearsals. That was as what JL said, and I just wanted him to feel how it is to be a Filipino, to be with Filipinos, and never forget his roots. I am humbled and truly honored to accept this Excellence in Music Award. My sincere thanks to Vaso, not just because of this award, but for continuing to support and uplift our Filipino talents, our culture, and the arts. So to Bob Schroeder and the board of members, I share this award with you with a great vision that through Vaso, we can make Filipinos great and world-class. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
meet the pleasant fall of dancing feet. Oh, can I return? Oh, joy complete. Napoli, Napoli, Napoli. Sing, 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 boom, boom, hey. Sing, 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 Angelina's gay. Sing, 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 boom, boom, hey. La la la, ha ha ha. Sing, boom, hey. La la la, ha 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 ha. Sing, boom, hey. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing 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 sing.
That was awesome, Ms. Kit Navarro. Congratulations again. Well-deserved award. At this point, to introduce our next awardee, to read the citation, I'd like to call on FASA board member, Mr. Ruben Nepales.
Sa inyo lahat. Before there was Beyonce, before there was Madonna, even way before Barbara Streisand, we had Sylvia Latore, our beloved Queen of Condiman, pioneered and conquered them all. The stage, radio, television, recording, and film. She is the first Filipino talent to enjoy a very successful career in all those major entertainment fields in the Philippines. Please pause and just imagine that when Sylvia was only 5 years old, in 1938, she competed in a singing contest and won. At age 9, Sylvia debuted on the stage of the Manila Grand Opera House and performed in a vaudeville show, not one, not two, but 3 times a day. Again, just close your eyes and picture Sylvia performing alongside such veteran performers as Katie de la Cruz and Bayani Casimiro. At 7 years old, Sylvia began her film career when she appeared in Ang Maestra. Some of my fondest childhood memories are of watching Sylvia in those classic black and white movies where she sometimes sang. Sylvia, who was a scholar at the Conservatory of Music of my alma mater, University of Santo Tomas, yes, started making records in the 1950s. She recorded more than 300 songs, including Sa Kabukiran and Waray Waray, and more. Beautiful kundiman like Bituing Marikit, Mutya ng Pasig, and Nasang Kairog, just to name a few. These have become classics. They are precious recordings of Sylvia's beautiful soprano and range. Sylvia also successfully branched into radio and television in the 1950s and 1960s, capping her conquest of all 5 entertainment fields in the Philippines. She appeared as a regular talent and singer in Luz Matt Castro's radio show, Later, she was on the Edom Mapangarap radio show with Eddie San Jose, Pugo, Bentot, and Rosa Aguirre. Ibiang was her character's name. That show evolved into Tang Tarang Tang, which later became a TV series. Many of us fell in love with Ibiang and Sylvia in the process. We also loved her in the TV show Oras ng Ligaya. Who doesn't remember Oras ng Ligaya? Oras ng Ligaya. All of the shows made her earn the title the First Lady of Philippine television. So we at FASO were flattered when we heard that Sylvia was very impressed when she watched a FASO concert for the first time, under the baton of our maestro, Robert or Bob Schroeder. We got even more excited when Sylvia agreed to perform with FASO for the very first time. Needless to say, in that concert in August last year, Sylvia brought the house down and drew a standing ovation and cheers. Sylvia was especially proud and glad that she got to perform with her talented granddaughter, Ana Maria Perez de Tagle. Next year, ladies and gentlemen, Sylvia will celebrate a special milestone. She will mark her outstanding 80th anniversary in show business. That's 80, my friends, 80. When FASO announced that Sylvia will be one of our 2 Excellence in Music awardees, a friend of mine commented that Sylvia should be declared a national artist of the Philippines. It's a long overdue recognition, ladies and gentlemen. But to me, Sylvia is already our national artist and treasure in our hearts and minds. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you our Excellence in Music awardee, Sylvia Latorre.
Weird way of putting this medal on.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Ibiang. Kilala po ninyo sa pangalang yan. Pero nung dumating po ako sa Amerika, iba na po ang sinalubong nilang pangalan sa akin. Ako na raw po ngayon si Sylvie. Na sa inyong lahat ay magsisilbi. Alam po ninyo, ako po una sa lahat ay naimbitahan po ni Maestro Bob sa gabing ito. Sino pong makakahindi sa isang napakabait na tao, napakamagalang, humble, hindi ako makakatanggi sa kanya. At isa pong karangalan na tumanggap ng award na ito. Una sa lahat, maraming salamat sa ating Panginoon na sa edad na 84, narito pa rin po ang aking tinig na ibabahagi ko po sa gabing ito. Kaya maraming salamat po. Ito pong award na ito ay isang inspirasyon, hindi lang po sa akin, kung hindi sa mga iba pang mang-aawi sa darating na panahon na pagbutihin nila lalo ang kanilang pag-awit sa sining nang sila po ay makakamit din ng ganito. Kaya tatawagan ko na po si Miss Kit Navarro sa aming pag-duet na sa kabukiran.
So this is unexpected.
Walang ensayo.
Walang ensayo.
bahala na. Maestro.
Sa kabukiran, walang kalungkutan, lahat ng ay kaligayahan. Sa kabukiran ay walang kalungkutan, lahat ng araw ay kaligayahan. Ang halamanan kung aking masdan, masiglang latahang kanilang kulay. Ang mga ibon na gawin, kawili-wili silang pakinggan, kawili-wili silang pakinggan. Aking buhay na maligaya, busog ang puso at maginhawa. Sa kabukiran, walang kalungkutan, ang mga iboy
Congratulations. Wow. What a treat for all of us. My goodness. Awesome voices, awesome performances. Really world-class Filipino talent. Thank you so much. And that was impromptu. That wasn't rehearsed. Imagine if it was. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, would like to thank everyone for your generous, offer and gift of your time and your talent to those who volunteer to help, to those who help organize this event. Thank you so much. And also thank you for your generosity to the guests for buying the tickets, and even more generosity to those who bid on our silent auction items and who bid on our live auction items. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Again, this is the first ever and hopefully not the last. This is the, are you already going to plan the second FASO benefit dinner? Starting tomorrow, Ms. Charina. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you to Mr. Edwin and Dr. Lani Raquel for opening their doors to us. And to end this night of music and entertainment and food, I'd like to call on the voice, the face. She's described as the Barbara Streisand of the Philippines, but she prefers to be known as the Angela Bassett of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Joanna Garcia. Enjoy this one and have a great evening.
make a person say, what good is my life? Funny how a breaking heart can make me start to say, what good is my life? Funny how I often seem to think I'd find another dream in my life, till I look around and see this great big world's a part of me in my that's the way that I was born to be. This is me. This is me. This is my life, and I don't give a damn for lost emotions. I've such a lot of love I've got to give. Let me live, please. Let me live. Sometimes when I feel afraid, I think of what a mess I've made of mine. Crying over my mistakes, forgetting all the breaks I've had in my life. I was good enough to be a part of this great world is me in my life. Yes, I guess I'll have to score and count the things I'm grateful for in my that's the way